I'm Dr. Molly with Your Goals Physical Therapy. Let's talk about back pain. So back pain is absolutely horrendous all the time, but isn't it particularly insulting when you have back pain when you're just trying to lay down? Like you're fine when you stand up, but you go to lay down and now you have an achy back. So that's what I wanted to kind of talk about today. Recently, we got to go to Lake Livingston and we did some hiking there and it was fabulous. I'm not really a camper, so it's not like we're gonna go to the state park and pitch a tent. So we rented a cabin and it was great. There's like a little water area. They had like paddle boats and not too far from the state park, so you're able to pile both kids, the dog, and go for a hike during the day. So and we went, now it's October when I'm doing this, and so the weather was maybe mid 80s in the middle of the day, so it really wasn't that hot. It was absolutely wonderful. My husband got to fish. My son got to catch his first lizard. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but whatever. He was very proud. And the dog was chasing every bug that she could find, and my daughter was chasing the dog all over the place. So everybody was having a good time. It was great. So I was so excited about going to sleep, and then I'm going to get to the bed, and I realize they only have 2 pillows on this bed. So that means I don't get the second pillow, and mommy always gets 2 pillows. I get one for my head and I get one for between my knees, right? Because when I'm side sleeping, it really, after a while, I get really achy hips and low back especially if I sleep really hard and I don't move through the whole evening. The next morning I wake up and I'm a little achy. So that's just been my norm. So I was a little disappointed when I didn't get that. And sure enough, about halfway through the evening, halfway through sleeping, I'm waking up with like my lower back feeling stiff, so I'm like constantly flipping back and forth, so then I didn't really get good sleep. Thankfully I was on vacation, so I got to sleep in a little bit, but I mean, when you don't get good sleep, you're moody. I'm more strict because I don't have like the whole patience for letting certain things slide anymore. I feel like I have to drink coffee all day, and it's just you just feel like you're walking through mud the whole day. And so thankfully I have a little routine that helps me come right back out of that. So I did my hip stretches, I did my core strengthening, and I did a couple of other things that I know that really helped me. And so I was ready, and I made it through that second night like a champ, no big problems. And so, that kind of prompted me to this, because I know so many people that they tell me that, it started off where it just hurt when I was laying flat, but then it got so intense that it didn't matter if I used pillows or if I used anything to like help. I couldn't pad myself enough to get comfortable. So I just gave up on sleeping in a bed and I sleep in my recliner. And, but then it didn't even stop with that. So now they sleep in a recliner, but then the pain progressed to when they were trying to stand up. The pain would get so bad that they couldn't even stand for 5 minutes. And so, so that's why I always suggest these 3 things. And so if you're a side sleeper, I do suggest sleeping with something between your knees. I got smart on that second day and I found a towel. Wasn't perfect, but at least took a little bit of the edge off. So I rolled up a towel and used that. The other thing is hip stretches. Most of the time, if you're laying flat and your back hurts, it's because your hips are tight. But the other thing that it can be is having some weak abdominal muscles. And that really does do a lot to support your low back. And so if you're just laying down and automatically getting back pain, it could be from the lack of support from your abdominal muscles. And so those are kind of the quick and easy 3 things that you can do. Supporting your knees so that your hips are even. So if I'm standing, they're this wide apart, and if I'm laying down, my knees and my hips are still kind of that same level, so that you don't get that big wide angle from your hip to your knee. And then lots of stretches, stretching those hips, and then working on the abdominal muscles, because they really do get weak very easily. And so those are my quick tips. But if you're looking for a little bit more information, I do have an ebook that talks about how to get rid of back pain, because sometimes just those 3 things don't work and you need a little bit more information. But let's say that you've had some back problems for years and you have a very specific injury that you're curious about. if one of these three things does not really help you, that does not mean that that is the end for you. If I'm just being very general, most people that have problems when they're laying flat, it's because of tight hips. And so if you address that, then you're gonna have less pain. But if that does not really get rid of your pain or it doesn't touch it at all, there are so many other things that can be done. Position changes, strengthening, assessments. And so if that's something that you're looking for, I'm gonna put a link below where we can just get on the phone and chat. You don't even have to come in. We can make sure that we can help you just over the phone. So I hope that this information helps. You have a great day.